Hi guys, so in Masterclass 8, I want to say a big hello to everybody and it's great to have you on board today. What I thought I'd do today is have a look at something that I'm known to be pretty good at, and that is networking. As founder of the Businesswomen's Network, I've done just a bit of networking, both on and offline. So I thought I would share with you some ideas to help you get better results out of networking. The irony is August is quite a quiet month for networking for a lot of people. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for you to concentrate on improving your skills when it comes to networking. Interestingly, it is something that I see some people naturally fantastic at and other people really struggle with. So I thought I would share with you some ways that you can make it more powerful. Do you like the sound of that? Hopefully you are liking that as an idea. So first of all, why is it working so well for some people? How is it that I can walk into an event and within a few minutes have someone so interested in what I'm saying or not saying that they are saying, "Can I get your card, please?" And quite often, I'm not even talking about my business. I can walk out an event, not even have had the chance to give a 60 seconds promotional slot, and still picked up new business. Pretty cool, right? And yet other people will go to events and not pick up business. How can that be? How can that be the case? I don't get to get out and network half as much as I would like, and yet still my networking is delivering great results to me. So it's not necessarily about the quantity of networking, it's about the quality of the networking that I'm doing. That doesn't reflect on the groups I'm going to, it reflects on the way that I'm networking. So I want to look at some of the things that you do. Firstly, I want to look at what you do before you even get to a networking event. Quite often I hear people say at the BWN, "Oh, I didn't know I'd get a 60-second slot." Well, regardless of whether you've been to that event or not, whoever organisation it is, always prepare a 60 seconds elevator pitch. Even if the organisation you're going to be networking with doesn't do elevator pitches, it is a great way of focusing your mind on what you need to concentrate on. And that doesn't mean that you can say, "Oh, do you know what, I've done this one before, I'll just say that." Or worse still, "I'll wing it." Please don't wing it. Please don't wing it. Don't ever wing it. Practice, practice, practice. Now, I've been networking for many years and I still practice a 60 seconds. I even practice a 60 seconds for my own events. Now, I never get to speak at my own events, but I still practice a 60 seconds. That's because it focuses your mind. Why am I here? What is the, not as in, why are we here? No, not like that. But why are we here? What is my purpose of being at this event? What are we talking about at this event today? Now, in these masterclasses, we've been focusing your mind on what is our company talking about this month? What's our marketing strategy for this month, for this quarter? What are our business goals? You know, we talked last month about, was it last month or the month, but a week before or the week before that? 2 weeks ago, we talked about having a sales manager and the need to justify to that sales manager what's the sales quota for the next quarter. Imagine if you were going to turn up to your sales manager and you say, "Do you know what, I went to a networking event a couple of weeks ago, I just winged it." How impressed would they be with that attitude? They just wouldn't, would they? So imagine you've got a sales manager and you're going to turn around to them and say, "Yep, we went to this networking event. I used this elevator pitch because I wanted to talk about these products that we have on special offer this month, or we want to talk about these products because this is what our company's focusing on this month." Can you see how it focuses your mind when you know what you're going to talk about in your 60 seconds? Just a few more tips on 60 seconds. Always start with your name and finish with your name. That way, for those people, like I said to you last week, that I used to be, who are petrified of public speaking, who are sat there thinking, "Oh gosh, it's me next," if they don't get to hear your name at the start and they're so worried about themselves having to speak, it's a good chance for them to hear the name again and think, oh right, what did they say? Oh yeah, I'll write that down because that's really interesting. Okay, so start and finish with the name, because it's a great chance for people to capture that name, especially if you've got a business name that people don't necessarily easily remember. So start and finish with the name. Don't try and pack too much in there. A big mistake that I hear people say is they try and put too much information in there. Remember, your 60 seconds is just that. You are not going to be able to tell everyone about every product and service that you have. It is a chance to tell someone something that is so interesting that they are hooked and they want to know more. So it's just one item. It is not your life story. We do not care about your life story, and that's really mean and really horrible, but it's true. As I said to someone the other day, they were saying to me about their company, and I said, look, I'd been to their website and it was beautiful, absolutely stunning, really lovely images, and I was hooked. But when I started to read the words, I got very confused about the company, because it was all about us and us and us. And then I was very confused about what the products were, because they kept talking about us and our journey, which meant I couldn't understand what the products were that they were selling. So stop talking about you. You're not interested. As I said to this woman, do you really care how I got to be successful as a business coach? Do you care that I know about CBT and CAT and transactional analysis or NLP? Does that matter to you? Do you care that I nearly killed myself and that led me to learning about this kind of thing? It's not really very relevant, is it? Does it matter to you that I came from a background where I went straight into business at a very young age? It's not relevant. What matters to you is the results, and that's what you've got to talk about. Okay, so be aware in your 60 seconds, if you're giving someone your life story, you probably need to get rid of it. Okay, so that's something else to consider. It will be good to go back to week 2. Neela is a big fan of my trust, and I will be using that acronym and that a talk in a lot of my public speaking in the autumn, because it is so powerful. That is where we do the trust. So that's top tip, relevant, useful, successes, and target, as in target, tell them what you want. They are 5 of the styles that I recommend you use. I'm not going to go into detail about them now. They are in detail on my Supercharge Your 60 Seconds course on my website. There's content about them on the blog, and I've covered some of them in the masterclass on week 2. But basically, guys, get smart with 5 60 seconds, and they can be utilised then in your blog and your marketing strategy. But start with your name, finish with your name, be relevant and useful. Don't go on about your life story, because no one's interested. They want to know what's in it for them. So that's a little bit about your 60 seconds. And don't rock up and give everyone the same one you gave 2 weeks ago, because they don't want to hear it. Otherwise, it's the thing, especially if it's first thing in the morning and people aren't first thing in the morning people, you know, they're night owls, and they've dragged themselves out of bed and it's 6:30 and they're like, oh God, I only got 1 coffee. I really need another coffee. Oh God, I've heard this 60 seconds so many times I could deliver it myself. You don't want people to feel like that about your 60 seconds. You want people to be sat there thinking, God, this is good, this is fun, this is interesting, oh, I want to know more. You want to give them that feeling of, oh, I need your business card. Okay, so that's what it's about. But 60 seconds is just such a minor point when it comes to networking. I've had people say to me, I'm not coming to your network, I didn't get 60 seconds, pointless me being there. Really? Really? You need that 60 seconds to make a connection? If you think 60 seconds is where the networking is done, then you're missing so much of what networking is about. Networking is like planting a tiny little acorn. It is pointless if you do not look after that tiny little acorn. If you put an acorn in the ground, went away and left it, there's a good chance it wouldn't survive, isn't there? You would have to do a number of measures to look after that acorn. It would need water, it would need sunshine, it would need protecting. On its first years, if there was lots of snow and bad frost, you'd probably need to cover it up with some straw and look after it and protect it. Exactly the same with networking. So if you go along to one networking event for a couple of months and never turn up again, you've not really nurtured those relationships, have you? So think about the way you network. Are you going regularly enough to see any results? I was telling somebody only yesterday morning, and she was saying to me that she's coming to the BWN in September. She just booked her ticket, actually. And she was saying that about something, and I said, I find it incredibly frustrating and really sad, because you'll have 50 business women in the room, and some will have been to the event for months and months and months, and they won't turn up for an event for some reason. And so they'll have spent months telling everyone, oh, I do this. Oh, really? That's interesting. And how does that work? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I think I might be interested in that. And they build this relationship up so everyone gets to understand what they do and how they do it and how it works. And, oh, that's good. And they start to think, I could see how that would work for me in my business. Just as that person starts to think, I think I'd be interested in that, they don't come and they're not there, and someone else walks in the door and they take the business. And I've seen that happen so many times. It's terribly frustrating, because you think, you've nicked her work. I can't, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it. It happens all the time. So if you want the business, you've got to be in the room. It's a big issue I see happening a lot. If you want your networking to work, you have to stay on people's radar. So that means a number of things. Firstly, it means networking regularly. Okay, so you've got to turn up every month. Got to do it. Nothing else can get in the way. If you commit that you're going to go to that networking group, go every month. So it's no good saying I'm going to go to 10, 20 groups. Commit to say 3 to 5 if that works for you. I mean, obviously, if you're going to commit to BNI, that's every week. You can't commit to BNI 4N and another one that's every single week, unless you're a company that sends out a member of staff that's their job. Then absolutely commit to. I know someone who is far bigger networking queen than me, and she literally does breakfast, dinner and tea, networks all day, but it makes their company a lot of money. So think about, how can we network effectively? And you've got to go regularly. It's no good dipping in and out, because you will not get respected as a networker. Networkers know each other, and not just at networking events. They know each other online as well. There are some fantastic networking groups online too, and you don't have to be in a networking group. I find LinkedIn's fantastic just to have a general chat. Some Twitter pages that are Twitter streams end up really good. Hashtag Essex. I always have hashtag Essex set up on Hootsuite. That means I get to talk to lots of local people. I know I don't have the time for it, but I know lots of people do. Hashtag Colchester Hour, Braintree Hour. Wherever you are in the country, there will be your local hour. I know that Jacqueline Gold has an hour. I know that WIBN has an hour. Maybe one day BWN will have an hour. I'm not sure I will be in charge of that. Someone will take that on. But the point is, find an hour that works for you online, and that then can reinforce the network you're doing in the real world. There's lots of fantastic Facebook groups that will reinforce your networking. But be realistic about this. It's no good going in 100 groups and going, yeah, hi, this is me, so you're at this group. It's no good doing it unless you're going to reinforce it and go regularly. Go regularly to the networking groups online. Go regularly to the networking groups in the real world. It's exactly the same ethos. Do what you say you're going to do. Do what you gotta do. Sorry, haven't danced at one of these for a while. Thought I'd do some. Have you missed me? Seriously, do what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Networkers really value their reputation. So regardless of how random it is, if you say you're going to do something, do it. So if you, for instance, saw the woman with the Chewbacca head and you met someone who hasn't seen it yet. Maybe they were living under a laurel bush somewhere and they haven't spotted it, and you said, oh, it's hilarious, oh my gosh, this is a viral video. Oh, I don't know what viral video is. Oh, I'll share you, it's brilliant, it's hilarious, this is what you want to achieve for your videos. Oh, I don't know about that. I'll share it with you. If you say you're going to do it, do it. You want to increase your reputation. Remember, it's always about know me, like me, trust me, because the people we know, like and trust are the people we do business with. Exactly. So to do business with someone, we've got to get to know you, we've got to get to like you, we've got to get to trust you, and that happens when you do what you say you're going to do. So be respectful as well. I get so frustrated with these people that insist on signing me up for their newsletters. Yes, I am genuinely interested in every single person I meet's business. Sometimes I may not remember your name, but I will remember what you do for a living, especially because being a coordinator at the BWN, when we meet up at my home, all the coordinators will be saying, oh, so-and-so's now a member, she's looking to connect with this person, they're looking to do this, oh, they've just won that award, or can we get that in the newsletter, or can we talk about this? So we talk about you guys. It's really important that we know about each other's businesses and our members' businesses as well. So it's really important that that's a skill that we have. Don't always remember names, but I remember businesses. I want to know about everyone's business, but do I want to read every newsletter? Imagine you go to, say, 2 networking events a week, and let's say it's only a 4-week month. That's a lot of newsletters that you're going to get signed up. Say you only have 4 to 5 conversations at each event. That's a lot of newsletters you're getting signed up to every single month. Now, officially, by law, business to business, apparently you can still get signed up completely legally. But what does that say about your level of respect for that individual? Really, what does it say? Personally, I wouldn't do it, because I always say to people, when I meet people at an event, if we've had a great conversation, I will say to them after the event, thanks for your time, really enjoyed your conversation, I look forward to seeing you again. Simple as that. If there was nothing in common, there's no synergy, there's nothing I can do, then I will add them to my database, not add them to my newsletter, just add them to my database, put in where I met them, what event, so I've got them there as a contact, find them on LinkedIn, find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook. Something to remember there, make it easy. If there are 72 Claire Smiths online or 52 John Smiths, and I can't look at that card and instantly connect it, I'm not going to spend half an hour finding you. So make your online profiles easy to associate with the person I met in the room, okay? So that's the first thing to remember. And remember that, oh, lost my train of thought there. It's really hard when I haven't actually got you on the screen to talk to. Much harder. I prefer the live ones rather than pre-recorded. But so the other thing to remember is I add you to my database, but I don't actually engage with you unless there was any synergy. But if there was synergy, I connect and do exactly what I said I was going to do. But I don't get all salesy on you. It's no point. It's rude. It's unnecessary. And at no stage do you need to get salesy with people. Don't need to do it. So don't. Okay? Please promise me, if you want to increase sales by networking effectively, don't start selling at people. It's about know me, like me, trust me. Remember that. And so much more than that. It's about being useful, relevant, and interesting. By going out of your way to learn about other people. I think this is why I get such fantastic results out of networking, is because I use these things here. I'm just gonna show you what these are. They're ever so powerful. I've been using these quite a lot. They're called ears. Yeah, I don't know if you can see those. I use these really powerful, and I think the coach has a bit of an added bonus, because we're taught as coaches to ask these clever questions. It's the reason we get such good results with our clients, because we don't ask normal questions. We ask cunning, secret voodoo questions that really get into your mind. But they're clever questions, because instead of asking closed questions, which kind of shut conversations down, we ask open questions that enable you to keep talking and enable you to feel like you are the centre of my universe. You're the only person on the planet that matters. And that's what you want to do with people. You want to make people feel really, really special, because you are so special, aren't you? And that's what you want to do with people. Because let's be honest, that's what you do want to make people feel, because they are special. Every single business owner you meet when you network, you want to make them feel special. And the results of that speak for themselves. This morning, before 8:30 in the morning, I was online on Facebook. It's my treat. Between 7 and 8:30, 9 o'clock, I do all my direct messages from Facebook, and quite often they're business, so new business. So that's a treat, isn't it? Finding a new business first thing in the morning. I like that. And I talk to all the nice people I know, because it starts your day on a boost and a boom and positive and inspired and motivated for the day ahead. And I was on there, and Liz Fox is hosting a day. Unfortunately, this masterclass is going out after her day, but she's running another one later in the year, so you can get involved and support her charity later in the year. But she's running a charity day for mental health, raising awareness. So she posted on there, can any of my friends help with this charity day I'm doing? Want to help raise awareness? And so I put, okay, Liz, what do you need? Do you want to get it in the press? Do you want bumps on seats? Do you want raffle prizes? What is it you need from this? Now, I've done an awful lot of stuff in the media, charity stuff, mental health. I'm a mental health ambassador in the national press. So I've done a lot on that. It's a charity that means a great deal to me, because I had a severe mental health illness 11.5 years ago. So it really is a charity that is very, very close to my heart. And sorry, NHS, but you're still letting people down terribly, terribly badly. Don't bother telling me you're not, because I get people in touch with me all the time telling me you are. So, sorry, personal rant over and out. But so when Liz posted this, obviously with that personal rant, this subject means a lot to me. And so I instantly messaged back, public message, what do you need? How can I help? This is the power of networking, folks. No hidden agenda. I don't get anything out of it. I have no need from this. How can I help? Instantly, I was able to say, oh, this guy will be helpful. She'll be great. That person will be great. They'll be great. And it's purely by having a big, powerful network. That's networking, guys. By having a big network that fabulous people that you can connect with, building a good solid reputation, that's what good networking does. Now, directly, does helping Liz help me? Probably not. Probably stopped me. Well, it did. It stopped me from getting out the blog article for the masterclass from week 5, which then meant it stopped me from doing 2 invoices. So it kind of had a knock-on effect from stopping me from getting my day's work done. Doesn't matter, because when you are a useful, effective networker, the knock-on effects are absolutely amazing. So ask yourselves, are you a powerful networker? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you walk into events and think, right, who's going to buy me? It's a question to ask yourselves, and I would challenge you to work out whether you really walk in the room and think, who could I help today? Who could I make life easier for? It's a good one to think about. And to be honest, I think that the more women appreciate that at the BWN, the more they get out of it, actually. And I don't just mean that lovely feeling of, oh, I made life better. I mean they actually are physically getting more sales out of it, which is ultimately we want to do, isn't it? We want to increase sales, confidence, and success. That's what we want. So there's a few things I want to bring to your attention when it comes to increased success, when it comes to networking. The big one that I think that a lot of people don't do effectively when it comes to networking is follow-up. So I see that people don't stay on the radar of the networking that they've been doing, and they don't go regularly, which is critically important. And I see that people don't master the 60 seconds, again, critically important. And the one that gets me is the follow-up. When I sit and ask somebody, when someone says to me, okay, I've been networking a while, I'm not getting the results I want to, what am I doing wrong? Quite often it will be the follow-up. And when we look at it, you know how in each of these sessions we kind of break it down into what's the goal, how are we going to work it, what's the strategy, and then what's the homework. We'll do exactly the same when it comes to the follow-up. What is the follow-up strategy? How does it fit in with your marketing strategy? It must have a structure. If you have a sales manager, imagine I'm your sales manager and I sat down with you at the end of the month, what would you be telling me? Okay, so you've been to these networking events, and what were the results? Okay, so how many people did you speak to? And how many follow-up calls did you make? Okay, and how many follow-up meetings did you have? Okay, and what were the results of those meetings? Okay, and how many proposals did you put forward? Do you see how this works? Now, I know there was a big flaw in that what I just told you, because I told you had to make phone calls, didn't I? And I know that you hate picking up the phone. So many business owners hate picking up the phone. I know so many business owners hate picking up the phone for two reasons. One, because it's the next thing that I end up helping clients with. I can fix that with a client in half an hour, and I've done it with a client on the phone and said, right, no, you are going to pick up the phone. This is what you're going to do. And then we've talked them through it, and they've picked up the phone and they've made some sales, and they've made some leads, and then they've made the sales. Okay, so you can do it too. Okay. And we can do a session on that. And I also know that it's a big issue because Anthony Steers is the telephone assassin, and he goes around the world talking to people just about picking up the phone to make sales. And he is our speaker in November at the Businesswomen's Network, our big Christmas event. So I know it's a massive issue. So don't beat yourself up about it, all right? Don't beat yourself up about it. So just accept at this stage that you've got to pick up the phone. Know that maybe it's a bit of a, I don't want to pick up the phone. Okay, accept that it's a bit of a, no, I don't want to do it. Okay, know that it's a bit of a thing. I want you to think about what we've talked about today, how to improve your success rate when it comes to networking. And I will see you at a networking event somewhere in the east of England, heading down to London at the Businesswomen's Network. It just remains for me to be the evil one. I really should get some horns, shouldn't I, for this bit? The evil horns. Now it's time to set the homework. It really is pointless in you spending 27 minutes with me unless you set yourself some homework. But remember, these have been nicer, easier sessions. They're only half an hour, and they're not really the hard sessions, the hard skills that we are normally looking at. They're the more gentler, softer skills. So think about it. What homework are you setting yourself? What would you say are the issues impacting on your networking success? Would you say that you maybe don't always pre-plan your 60 seconds? Do you need to be thinking about that more? Now, come on. We were talking about a few weeks ago that you wanted to create a 14-day strategy so that you could lay on the beach and still create sales opportunities, weren't we? Yeah? New sales, new leads, new opportunities. So maybe you're still on that beach. So all you've got to do is lay there and think about your 60 seconds. Maybe you're going to lay there on that beach and come up with 5 60 seconds that are effective, going according to the ideas I've given you today. Maybe that's your homework. Maybe you have to think about what networking events you go to and whether you have been going religiously. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've been, dipping in and out, not going as often as you should. Maybe it was a bit sunny and you thought, well, I won't go this week. I went a couple of months ago. Maybe you should be looking at that. Okay, maybe that's what you should consider. And maybe you should be looking at the follow-up strategy. If you did have a sales manager, what would they be saying? Would they be happy with the results you're getting from your networking? Or would they be kind of looking at the cost you've spent over the last 6 months and going, look at the amount of money you've spent. I'm not overly happy about this. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there with you for today. I hope you are having a fantastic August and that things are going really well. And you know, as always, you are welcome to post your questions on my business Facebook page. Subscribe to my Facebook business page and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you keep up to date with what I'm doing. And you know that there is a 5-star Amazon book that you only have to read a page a day, well, a sentence a day. And in one sentence, in less time than it takes to brush your teeth, you could increase your confidence, sales, and success. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye bye.